Dennis Thompson, PRO for the race. Tell us a bit about what this forecast means.
Forecasters talking about northerlies for the whole trip. For the start today, it looks like we've got a little westerly, a morning westerly, which is fairly normal. I expect that to die off just before the start and maybe glass out a bit. And then about start time, I expect a little northerly, northwesterly to pop up. May even, with a little bit of heat, it may even go around to the northeast. So it'll be a fairly gentle start, I think. Top of the tide, so it'll be a good start.
Which bracket do you reckon this might favour in the fleet?
Well, probably the lighter boats that are easily driven. I think it'll suit them. So maybe the TPs, maybe some of the 40-footers that are quite light.
That Monday night sou'west too late in the game for the small guys?
Who knows? It depends on how much wind there is earlier in the course to push the main fleet, the bigger boats, up the course. But that sou'wester will be, if it happens and the rest of the fleet is still on the course, it'll be a blow home and hurrah for the little boats, I think.
Well, this one's exciting for us because our first race since Hobart last year. We've made a lot of improvements onto the boat, and it's the beginning of this season. So the forecast is a bit of everything, bit of light stuff, a bit of heavy on the nose and that sort of thing. So that should sort out the opposition, and I think we'll go really well. I think we have to head offshore to stay in a bit of pressure and that sort of thing. That's why I say it's a little bit of everything. So it'll be a fairly tactical race as well, rather than just reaching up and the big boats won't get away from us with the forecast. So that'll be good as well. And they probably won't like it at all that we're back there all the time.
Beyond this, beginning to think about Hobart and more giant killing?
Oh yeah, we've already won that. Well, this is obviously the first race of the Blue Water Points course, so we'll do that, the one long race every month leading up to the Hobart. And you've got Dorade coming out this year. That'll be exciting to race against that boat. And I think Comanche's coming back. And I've heard a rumour that Loyal might be getting resurrected by a new owner. So and the Clipper boats are here, so it'll be a really good fleet and good atmosphere, and we'll be happy to win.
Bob Steele, from Balance back to Quest, tell us about it.
Well, I'm very lucky because Paul decided that he wasn't going to do this race and the Hobart. So the boys said, well, look, would you give the boat to anyone else? He said, probably Bob Steele. So here I am. So I'm very fortunate, very grateful. And he said, you'll probably have to change the name. I've got a very good reputation with Balance. He said, can you think of a name? I said, I think I can, Paul. So consequently, we're going out as Quest again. So that's great.
And apart from a change of name on the boat, anything else new sales, anything new since Balance?
Well, got a couple of little secrets there on board. I can't tell you too much. You never know who you talk to. So, look, Paul's done a great job and prepared the boat brilliantly. And we've got a few new sales, but the inventory was good anyway. So we're looking forward to it.
Dennis Thompson thought that probably something in the 40 to 50 bracket might work for this race. What's your take at the moment?
Well, it looks like it's sort of going to be on the nose most of the time. I think the big boats do well in that type of breeze, so I think you're probably right. I think he's right. Dennis is probably right. It'll probably be a 50-footer, although the two big boats, I mean, they're going to be running at 15 knots just in a very light nor'easter or nor'wester. So they could well be there in the money in the handicap honours anyway.
Well, it's going to be a particularly tactical race. I love the Sydney Gold Coast yacht race because it's generally an upwind affair with light winds or very strong downwind, both of which are always tactically challenging. Fair bit of current offshore, but more wind offshore. So we may find a few taking the risk and heading out there. But my back is that stay on port tack as much as possible. When the big right-hand shift comes, get back into the shore. That's what Roger Badham, the weather guru, is saying, and that's what I'm putting my money on. It's seriously looking around the TP52s for my money. There's 8 of these boats racing, with Ichiban being the highest rating boat, so they've really got to try and step out. And that'll be interesting for them because, they should be the fastest TP52 and they may find the parking lots first. So, there's a few transition phases. Those guys will be watching each other the whole time. And maybe with that focus of watching each other, maybe one of the smaller boats can slip through. But my money is on the TP52s.
And very nice to see Blackjack 100 on the water.
Well, it's obviously exciting. The Supermaxi is always exciting, but it's great to see the Wild Oats has got a challenger. We haven't seen those two boats race against each other since 2009. So, like Blackjack's had some modifications. Obviously, the Wild Oats has had extreme modifications in that time. They are different boats. They always were different boats, but they measure 100 feet. So, yeah, there'll be some excitement there. I know the Wild Oats boys have been training a lot this past week, and Blackjack's just been put back together. So they'll be finding their feet getting ready for the Hamilton Island Race Week, I'm sure.